Hello gamers and welcome to another PG News episode. In this episode I will talk about one and only thing, The Last of Us 2 leaked content. Okay, let's begin. Attention, this video is not for kids. This channel and all of its content is not for kids. Hello again gamers! The Last of Us 2 leaks has caused an internet riot and it is getting out of hand. So let's examine what happened. And yes, I will talk about spoilers. I wonder if there is someone who doesn't know a thing or two about the leaked content by now. First I will provide the facts and then I will offer my personal opinion. The Last of Us 2 plot was leaked and people are losing their minds. The facts. In PG News 11 I talked about how bad the crunch culture is in Naughty Dog, how it creates a stressful work environment, how people are getting mistreated, how it affects their morale, their mood, their personal relationships, even their health. Naughty Dog is one of the worst places for a game developer to work right now. Why I repeat all that? Because it will be easier to understand why this leak happened. And that was the intro for the first version of the video I was preparing, before multiple news stories were coming out daily. So I thought, what was the point of making a video in order to become obsolete and outdated the next day or even the day I posted it. Right now the whole situation is a huge disaster, and that disaster will have huge consequences for the video games industry for the years to come. After the leaked content about the game, Naughty Dog, Sony and some third-party copyright law enforcement companies tried to contain the leak by taking down the leaked content wherever that was. But still, it was a futile effort because when something is uploaded on the internet, it is impossible to remove it. They abused the copyright strike system of YouTube. They took down videos even when those videos never showed any of the leaked content. Their creators were just talking about the whole situation, again without sharing any leaked information, but because the content was unfavorable, the videos were taken down. Copyright lawyers claimed it is possible Naughty Dog and Sony to get sued for their behavior since the abuse of the copyright system is illegal. Ideas cannot be copyrighted. The execution of those ideas can. But no matter how much they tried, the damage was done, and the future will show the extent of it. The more they tried to contain the damage, the worse the situation became. So, what was the leak? The leak contained key plot moments from the game in the form of cutscenes. They were showing the probable fate of the main characters, Joel and Ellie, decided by a third character never seen before. That character, Abby, where many people call her a transgender, plays a very big role in the game. But why this leak happened? It was rumored the leaker was one of the developers, a very angry and dissatisfied developer from Naughty Dog, who was owed a lot of money. That was the first rumor. Later, Sony issued a statement saying they have identified the leaker and he isn't affiliated with Naughty Dog or Sony. And that was the second rumor. Also, there is a third rumor going around that some black hat hackers obtained the leaked content. And that wouldn't be something unthinkable when people are working from their homes due to the pandemic. And how about a fourth rumor saying the leaker was one of the employees? You may think that was the first rumor, And you would be right, but the motive is different this time. You see, The Last of Us 2 is a very divisive and controversial game. Developers have been saying for years that not everyone is going to be happy with the game. Even the developers were having problems with the story of the game. So the whole development team was divided into two groups, one that liked the story of the game and one that did not like it. Whenever the second group would try to voice their concerns during the development, they would be attacked by the first group, calling them close-minded, misogynists, and other very offensive words. So the second group would bite their tongues and work on the game they didn't like because they were scared the mob mentality of the first group. Like the work environment in Naughty Dog wasn't stressful enough, it also became hostile. Neil Druckmann, the director of both games, is mostly responsible for the whole situation. The Last of Us 1 was a game about loss, love, and hope. The Last of Us 2 is a game about anger, violence, hate, and revenge. Wow, this is some hardcore, serious, heavy, and adult stuff, right? The Last of Us 2 is the story about Ellie and her lesbian lover who try to start a family. At some point, an extremist Christian cult who hunts down and kills people they don't like because reasons become the villains of the game. That and only that raised some eyebrows and created some criticism about Naughty Dog trying to shove into the throats of the players their fucked up political agenda. An agenda Neil Druckmann is actively promoting. The thing is, people are getting really pissed off about the political agendas invading their favorite entertainment media, whether it is movies, video games, anime, or even comics. It isn't that they totally disagree with the messages, but the way those messages are forced on them is what makes them so infuriating, and people naturally want to push back and resist. Gamers, well, the majority of them, don't have problems with sexuality or transgender people. But when girls start kissing out of nowhere without setting up the mood first, it feels like they are watching a porn movie without a story. It is enjoyable, but it feels wrong. But what was really the reason the gamers were livid after they saw the leaks? Wait, I didn't mention that. Well, yeah, after the leaked content was on the internet, the people lost their minds. They were furious. But why? Because they are going to spend half the game with a character they don't care about. Here is what the leaked videos showed. In The Last of Us 1, Joel, after he delivered Ellie to the Fireflies, went on a killing spree after he found out they wanted to butcher her because they could possibly create a cure. One of the doctors in the operating room was Abby's father. Something will be important later. In The Last of Us 2, players control Ellie and they spend half of the game with her. In the other half, Abby is introduced. Many things happen and Abby probably kills Joel because he killed her father. Some more things happened and Abby probably kills Ellie too. Maybe you can detect the problem with all that. In the first game, players spend so many hours playing with those characters. They got emotionally attached to them. In the second game, a new character is introduced, not from the start of the game, but at the middle of it, and players are now forced not only to play with this character, but also kill their beloved Joel and Ellie. That's why people are so mad about it. Not because of Ellie being a lesbian, or Abby probably being a tranny, or because they are forced to play with a female character. No, they are just furious because they are forced to play with a character they don't care at all. And let me tell you, many players are doing everything they can to actively hurt the game. They are cancelling their pre-orders, they are posting comments full of hate and anger, they are posting the leaked information everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. It is impossible to read some comments on YouTube videos, on Reddit, on Twitter, or on forums without the leaked information reach your eyes. The purpose of the leak was revenge by maximizing the inflicted damage on Naughty Dog, and it is pretty ironic when the whole game is about hate and revenge. The whole situation is like a hurricane. It can't be contained, it can't be controlled. The damages are going to affect everyone somehow in the future, months or even years. The only thing someone can do is wait somewhere safe for the hurricane to pass. And I've got an update about the leaker. Two people who have direct knowledge of how the footage was leaked, plus some Naughty Dog employees, confirmed that hackers found a security hole in a patch for an older Naughty Dog game, and they used it to get access to the company's servers. I propose to take that information with a grain of salt. Nothing is supported by hard evidence, and all those people could possibly provide false information. Just be suspicious of all the information. Personal opinion. I am sure Naughty Dog and Sony did not expect that immense backlash from the players, otherwise they wouldn't have tried so feverishly to contain the leaks. Did they actually think containment would have worked? Really? At this day and age? Don't they know the more someone tries to stop something on the internet, the more it will spread? The best thing they could do would be to just let it go. Once something is leaked on the internet, it's over. They could release a statement saying it is understandable why they are angry, the gamers, but once they play the game and more context is provided, they won't be so angry afterwards. And that could be it. Who was the leaker? I don't really care. Some people are calling him or her a hero, and they are grateful he or she saved them money since they won't be playing the game. Yeah, big words. We'll see about that when the time comes. Whoever the leaker was, I hope he or she or even they are prepared for what is coming, because Sony will literally hunt them down and sue them to oblivion. If one of the employees leaked the content, they would get a stupidity award. They had so much to lose, and of course Naughty Dog or Sony would never admit the leaker was one of the employees. I don't care about the leaks for any game, movie or whatever entertainment medium. No matter what someone will say, I still have to experience it by myself in order to appreciate it and have my own opinion. All the leaks in the world can't change that. And if you want my take about the leaks, here it is. I have no problem with Joel dying. I have no problem when important and beloved characters die, because then the stakes are higher. The virtual emotional relationships have a higher value and are more important. It becomes more enjoyable. And here it comes a big if. I don't care if the main characters will die, if the rest of the story can be continued in a satisfying way. and Joel needs to pay after he killed all the doctors in the first game. He killed the doctors, the people who had actual education and training before the collapse. Those people should be worshipped as gods, since their knowledge and skills are irreplaceable. Joel needs to pay for what he did, but it needs to be done in a structured way. His death needs to have some meaning, not something like he slipped in the tub and broke his neck, although a perfectly plausible way to die in real life, but not in a narrative game. Something like that would also make the players furious. And why Abby is a tranny? Because women can't be muscular and ripped, especially in a world where people need to use their body for all the everyday tasks? Unless it is confirmed by the game that Abby is a tranny, to me she has a perfect female body with a natural muscular development. And if people think she's a tranny because her muscular arms can make most of the gamers feel ashamed about their bodies, then piss off. If people think she's a tranny because of her muscular and ripped body, then it is because they know shit about how the human body works. Again, unless it is confirmed by the game she has a dick, for me Abby is a woman. But I can't accept playing with Abby during the second half of the game. To me it's just unacceptable. Abby is a new character and I don't really care about her. I would prefer some parts of the game to be played with Joel and the majority of the game to be played with Ellie. But seriously now, no matter what we say, want and think, it doesn't really matter since none of us has played the game. All the rage people feel could be unjustified once they play the game, and they have plenty of information, backstory and context provided to them. Remember this, the goal of the leaks was to cause maximum damage to Naughty Dog for whatever reason. Play the game so you can have your own opinion, and stop getting angry by following the rest of the mob, just copying what others are doing and saying. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying buy the game. I am saying play the game. You can rent it or whatever. You decide. Just do whatever you need to do to establish your own opinion. Lastly, every day there is something new about the leaked content. They are busting our balls. Who was the leaker? Was it an employee? Was it a hacker? For fuck's sake, who gives a shit who leaked the content? That kind of information is only useful to the involved companies. The gamers don't give a shit about who the leaker was. They just want to play the game so they can see if they will rage for the rest of the year or they will feel like oversatisfied virgins, if you get what I mean. Just release the game already and get on with it. Thank you very much for visiting. I will upload more episodes in the next days. If you are satisfied with the content, please share it with your friends, leave a like and subscribe. Share your thoughts on the subject by leaving a comment because your opinion matters. Your support is truly invaluable. Until the next time, stay healthy and play some games.